Ladies and gentlemen, being a Sheffield Steelers fan as well, very, very controversial. First of all, you've got every other fan base in the league coming at your team all the time, even though the Nottingham Panthers fans are, well, a bit questionable themselves sometimes. And basically, it's just a hard time because you've got everybody coming at you. So today, we're going to piss everyone off by going through my top 5 favourite games as a Steelers fan. Before we get into the video, you couldn't make it to Manchester, Belfast? And you've won, 7 league titles and you can't make it to Manchester? The Storm has taken down the Giants. Well done, Manchester! Game in hand for the Giants. They're going to have to wait a bit longer for that. It could help us a bit, that game in hand. But, yeah, we're just going to go through my top 5 favourite games as a Steelers fan, because there has been some amazing games as a Steelers fan myself over the past few years. I've been watching the Steelers for 10 years, so it's been pretty insane. So let's go into number 5. Number 5, the Levi Nelson 1 second winner. So the Sheffield Steelers and the Nottingham Panthers went head-to-head on the 10th of September 2017 in the Challenge Cup. Despite the Panthers having a 3-0 lead, the Steelers managed to claw it back to 2-3 before the Panthers would make it 2-4. The Steelers would then claw it back to 4-4 and then go 5-4 ahead before the Panthers would score again to make it 5-5. Now, everybody thought this game is going to go to overtime. You had already had a 10-goal thriller, but no. Ben O'Connor made the perfect pass to Levi Nelson to win the game 6-5 for the Steelers with a second left on the clock. We could have given the Panthers a Challenge Cup point. They went home with 0 points in the most stinging way possible. And that is why that game is at number 5. At number 4, Belfast 3, Sheffield 4 in April 2024. Now, this was my first time going to Belfast for the double-header away. Sadly, I'm not going in January because the prices are expensive and you have to pay with your life to go. But the Steelers were champions. It was a party weekend. We could chant, "We are number 1" and Championes in the Belfast barn. Not going to lie, I did enjoy that weekend a lot. We got a really nice Airbnb. The people were nice. The Belfast accent is fucking phenomenal. And obviously, the Steelers scored in the first minute of the game. Belfast went 2-1 up. I got a massive popcorn bucket at the SSE Arena. I absolutely loved it. The Steelers would then score twice to go 3-2 up in the game. Sadly, Belfast would do their Belfast usuals and tie the game up because that's what Belfast do all the time. And it would go to overtime. And as we all know, Patrick Watling... Where is he? As we all know, Patrick Watling would score the game winner and do the greatest celebration in Belfast. That shit cleared Conway. We did not give a shit about Conway's league title winning goal after that because Watling had done a very similar celebration. It was amazing. We did lose the next night, but we didn't care. We were champions, and as everybody knew, we went on to win the playoffs as well. Which brings us to number 3. Sheffield 3, Belfast 1, 2024 playoff final. Belfast fans had a meltdown at Dalton after this game. We could genuinely take in a Belfast meltdown and watch them cry over 0 trophies for the first time in a long time. When that happened, fun fact, and if Jess is watching this video, my cousin, I went to see Wicked at the theatre, the musical. I went to see the musical. It was very good. I didn't feel very well, though. And all I could think about when sat down watching Wicked was, oh my God, who's going to get the first goal? Are we going to lose? Are we going to screw up the treble? Are we going to win the treble? And, yeah, we did win the treble. Obviously, the final goal from Kevin Tansey into the empty net. It's a historic empty net goal. If I wasn't very well, my dad was actually planning to take me to the arena to go see the balcony celebration afterwards when the players got back from Snottingham. But sadly, I wasn't very well, so I missed out. But it was a very great day. And at number 2, Sheffield 6, Cardiff 5 in the playoff final 2017. Still, only just the longest game in Elite League history, the Steelers and the Devils. Now, going into this game, the Steelers had beaten the Devils at literally everything. They had beaten us in the league. They had beaten us in the cup. They had won 2 other trophies against us. So it was damn right time we would get revenge. Having done a miraculous historic comeback against those lot in Nottingham the week before, surely we could go on and do the greatest playoff story ever. And my God, we did. Cardiff were 3-1 up, but yet again, we clawed it back to 3-3 and then went 4-3 ahead. We had came back from 3-1 down to go 4-3 up. Sadly, because of how good Cardiff were, they scored again to make it 4-4, but they never took the lead again after that. We were just dialed in. We made it 5-4. They tied it again, and to overtime we went. And my God, we could have been there till 9 p.m. in the evening. But we weren't. There was a face-off win. I think Cardiff won the face-off, and they had it taken off them. And Levi Nelson, what a player he were, by the way, he went and scored the winner in overtime. And then you have one of the best playoff celebrations behind Drew Fatter's goal in the playoff final against Belfast, by the way. Fun fact, in a playoff final against Belfast, we've always seemed to beat them. But yeah, it was on par with Drew Fatter's playoff celebration. You had Dowd and Nelson just going into each other at the boards. It was absolute scenes. And you may be thinking, well, what is your number 1 game? What is Brian's favourite game as a Steelers fan ever? It's pretty close. It's between Sheffield 5-2 Belfast in 2025, but it isn't. It's Sheffield 4-1 or 5-1 Nottingham in 2017. We were 4-0 down in the playoff quarter-final in Nottingham the night before. There was no way on planet Earth we were coming back from 5-2 down in Nottingham. But my God, we did. We scored 4 goals straight to go 6-5 up. And then with 8 seconds left in the game, to add to the drama, the Panthers scored. So we went to overtime, and everybody knows that Debbie Enns scored the winner in overtime, providing the greatest Jonathan Fernley commentary you have ever heard. If you don't know it, go and search that game. Go and watch it all. It is an absolutely amazing game of hockey. And what's even better is we went on to win the playoffs. That is my favourite all-time Steelers game. Why? Because I went to Nottingham the night before. I felt the emotions in that shithole the night before. In the apparent league title contenders this year, I felt the emotion of that game before. So doing the comeback in Sheffield and being there for that was just as good. And watching all the Panthers fans cry on the way home, just like they will be in Glasgow tonight. But yeah, those are my favourite games as a Steelers fan. Leave me in the comments your favourite games as a Steelers fan. Do you know what? Leave me your comments as your favourite game as an Elite League fan. I want to know your favourite games as a fan of your Elite League team. If anybody says Sheffield 1-2 Belfast in 2022, April 10th, the Scott Conway shootout winning goal, I'm going to grab you and throw you out my window. And don't think I won't. But yeah, I just thought I'd share my most favourite games because, oh my God, because I just thought it would be nice to share it because, you know, the memories, and we're going to make more memories this season. We are going to win the league this season, delusional me. We are going to win the league. You